I am very optimistic about the UK. We are brilliant innovators, entrepreneurs, and our science is world leading, but we'll only unleash the full potential of the UK economy if we address some of the gaps in policy that exist today. So Harworth's purpose is to create sustainable places where people want to live and work. Our specialism is the regeneration of former industrial sites, creating employment space to attract employers to replace the jobs that had fallen away in previous industries. The planning system as a whole needs a real rethink. We need to be much swifter at being able to make decisions, much better at getting through obstacles. We have schemes today heading for 2.5 years in planning and it's a brownfield site. That cannot be right. You can't contain everything to brownfield sites and within city centres. What you've got to do is assemble land in the right place and at scale. It's often a catalyst for major infrastructure investment that has a much wider benefit to the surrounding economy. And if you're building at scale, you can put schools in, you can put all the other stuff in. There's often an assumption when you're bringing forward regeneration at scale that infrastructure such as power and roads are there, or even infrastructure which is housing. It doesn't all have to be there at day one, but there needs to be a plan.
Developing new communities, the ability to work with businesses, connect them to grants, knowledge of local supply chains, and the ability to develop trust over time. You need good partnerships.
I think our children understand and appreciate how lucky they are. They were just as blown away. We came into the school for the first time. They were looking around saying, oh, my old school didn't have this, my old school didn't look like that. I also think it's really important, like the location of the school and how we're right in the centre of the estate and right at the heart of that community. It's helped us to develop that community spirit.
So collaboration is key between the public sector and the private sector for successful regeneration that really supports economic growth. Neither can do it on their own. To undertake regeneration properly, you can't do it in 1 year, 2 years or 5 years.
Our development can span a long period of time. Very, very early on, we have that connection with the community. They want to have a voice, they want to be involved.
And that ability to stand back and take a long-term approach enables us to create really successful places.
When the time comes when Harworth's involvement ends, we're able to walk away knowing that we have left a very sustainable community and a community who are thriving.
But that investment is made actually far more challenging when you've got a huge amount of uncertainty. We've got to think about long-term funding models that are public-privately funded that reduces the risk. By creating great places and working really effectively with local authorities and key stakeholders, we can actually attract local, national and also international occupiers to come and set up in the regions and bring high-valued, skilled jobs back into these regions.
Very important to have skills available locally. People won't travel that far to work, so we provide opportunities here for the local people.
What they will be really focused on is making sure that actually when they choose to invest, that they're actually doing so in a place where the local workforce has the skills that they need to make their investment a success.
If the UK wants to remain a global leader, we've got to spend more resources on training people.
Whether it's vaccines or advanced materials or green energy, working in tandem with the education providers to provide the skills that employers are going to come and need.
Waverley Junior Academy, they know that there's the advanced manufacturing park just across the road.
Companies come over and talk to the children about how there are careers out there that they might not have even heard of. I've never seen them so excited. The children talking, oh, I'd never even thought that I could have this kind of career in engineering. First-hand experiences that they might not necessarily have got if that wasn't right on our doorstep.
You know, we've had the steel industry, before that we've had the coal industry, with lots of people who have innovated for many, many years in their industry. And then you see the advanced manufacturing part that comes along and takes some of the best of our heritage and is applying it to some of the biggest challenges. Actually, we want to see that happening right across the country.
Growth in the UK across the next 20 to 30 years could be from the decarbonisation of our economy, onshore and offshore wind or other forms of energy production. All of those industries need to scale up somewhere. Why not the UK? I grew up in a Yorkshire mining community, so like many in our business, believe that what we're doing genuinely enables people's life to be better.
Good development considers how we live. Communities always want better for their children than they experienced.
For Harworth, we very much think about it in terms of the legacy that we want to leave. Regeneration never really stops. It's massively important that we have the right policies to support growth and we have a plan that we execute to create places that we can be proud of for generations to come.